How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ, and this is another episode of Half-Life Blue Shift, and in today's episode we're rescuing Dr. Rosenberg. Last episode I kind of fucked up. I went on a rant about Uncharted and I prolonged the rant more than I should have, and I fucked up the ending. I'm recording this episode after the previous one, by the way. If I sound just as miserable as I did last episode, it's because I still am. Nothing changed. This is a funny puzzle. I was like, oh, what are these explosives about? I better not fucking touch them. I better not blow myself up. Is what a normal person would probably think when they see red fucking nitro canisters and they're about to fucking hit them with a crowbar. You think like, oh, I better not fucking do that. Yeah, but this is actually what you have to do. I like how they actually make me freeze. They have a freeze effect in this fucking game, and they're using it once. As a rocket soldier, I die in a really funny manner. A grenade thrown right into my face. Very nice. I don't even know what to do. Gotta get the gate open and shit. I was watching more Star Trek, because that's kind of what I'm watching at the moment. A lot of Star Trek. There was an episode, I forgot the name of it, but basically Enterprise encountered a lot of, like an old ship full of frozen people in it. You know what, this episode gives us some backstory that I was actually really impressed with. I was like, I did not expect this to be the backstory of Star Trek. Because the ship they're saying is from the 90s. And at first I was like, oh, he's probably referring to like 2190, because the show takes place in 2200 something, right? It's in the future. And I was like, oh, to them the 90s are probably that fucking time. But no, he was actually talking about 1990s. And I was like, wait, 1990s? But there were no spaceships. And I was like, oh wait, they made the show in the 60s. So, in the show's universe, the 60s looked like the normal 60s. But in the 90s, they were already spaceships and shit like that. I mean, I guess there were spaceships in the 90s, but not like interplanetary travel spaceships. Yeah, and, Dr. Rosenberg. I don't know what's with these fucking soldiers in this game and closing scientists and fucking trains. What the fuck is wrong with them fucking dumbasses? Oh no, my fellow colleague's dead. What a poor sucker. He's in that one. Bay 5 door. Gotta turn this thing around and make it face the other way. So they revealed that in the 90s, in one of the previous episodes they mentioned how the pilot of the son of the pilot that they accidentally fucking abducted into their spaceship, and the whole episode revolved around that, was actually the person who would lead the first, like space mission, and he would lead some kind of space mission to Saturn. And in this episode, they mentioned how in the 90s, 4 different, like, authoritarian factions pretty much tore the fucking planet Earth apart, and each one of them like started a big war with each other, with like a war, they were like bombing each other and shit. And I was like, I did not expect this Star Trek backstory to actually get this grim and dark. And part of that backstory was that apparently they tried to like some, I don't know how it connected really to them having a war over it, but it had something to do with.
What's the status on Freeman?
Yeah, they fucking closed me in a fucking train along with them.
Though I'm partially responsible for all of this.
I don't know how you're responsible for all of this.
Oh, I see. Poor Harold. Because our plan was to get to one of your prototype labs. It involved something that very few people in the facility are authorized to know about. The same technology that brought about this catastrophe could also be our only way out. You see, I was involved in the very early work on teleporter technology, long before the Lambda complex
Yeah,
was
so
even
remember the
built.
fucking,
There may
the
be
room
enough
that blew
equipment
up at
in
the
the old
beginning of
lab to
Half-Life
piece
1?
together a device
Remember that
that would
spinning
allow
thing
us
in the
to
middle?
teleport outside of the facility.
What are you cutting my
As
fucking
improbable
skin
as
off
that
with a
may
knife right
sound to
now?
someone like yourself.
Just noticed
Of
some
course, none
shit.
of that does a whole lot
Whatever.
of good while we're stuck in
I'm not
here.
cutting myself, I just feel like skin sticking out of my finger.
Perhaps I could help boost you through that vent in the ceiling.
Boost
If you're
me?
lucky, you might be able to take those soldiers by surprise. Let's try this.
I never did cut myself. I always thought it was stupid. And only done for attention. So fuck that. What are they talking about? Oh yeah, that they try to make a perfect human through like selective reproduction. So basically you took like two physically impressive people, they made them fuck and they made them have children. Which I guess caused the children to be better, and that's what the spaceship was full of. It was full of people from one of those factions that were superhumans, and they were supposed to like conquer space. So they go to the fucking spaceship. One of the guys refreezes. He kind of looks like kind of reminded me of John Redcorn.
We'll need to head back to the area where you met
from
Harold.
King of the Hill, who's
The
also
access to
kind
the
of
old
a
lab
dick.
should still be there, but
I
we
already
may
spoiled
have
it,
to break
he's a
through
dick.
some of the newer
So
construction
they
to get
refreeze
to
him.
it.
They have this historian
Let's
chick
hurry. There's no time to wait.
as part of the team. And she super fucking falls for the guy because he's like fucking tall, his long hair, pretty handsome, buff as fuck, and he's a superhuman, so he's fucking stronger than others, smarter, and more durable because he actually survived, you know, being frozen in space for all this time. Which they even mentioned that normal human beings should be dead by now, not dead. He's been drifting in space ever since the 90s, so he's been drifting in space for 200 years now. And at first, like, they bring him back to the base, and I was like immediately he did not want to reveal his name to people. Immediately suspicious. And first thing he wanted to do is read up on their spaceships. He wanted to learn more about them. So I thought, this guy's probably like a criminal, because Captain Kirk even mentions how he suspects that, oh, maybe perhaps they put criminals in there. But then Spock is like, why would they put criminals for 200 years when they were at war with each other? Shouldn't they like preserve the fucking brightest minds of the humanity instead of fucking criminals? Yeah, these doors are locked again for some fucking reason. Is by the way, Dr. Rosenberg stopped following me and then I didn't notice because he's a fucking idiot. I was like, where is he? Where the fuck is that asshole? Fucking stopped following me like a fucking dumbass. Fucking brilliant. Truly a mind of his generation, Dr. Rosenberg. Yeah, so the historian chick super fucking falls for the guy. He's kind of a dick because he just like pushes her around and fucking just being super mean to her. But I gotta say, this guy turns out to be evil. He reveals his name is Khan. And as they found out...
Lead the way, Calhoun.
My cool name, Calhoun. As they found out... he's actually the leader of one of those factions that back in the day torn the planet in shreds. And I don't know, they never mentioned how Earth looks like, and actually they mentioned that Earth is like the core of humanity, like the most important planet to humanity or something. So I guess after they resolved the war, because the space fleet, right? It's a united Earth space fleet. So I guess something must have happened after that war where the whole Earth was united into one big nation. Probably the fact that they explored space. All of humanity united because they now had different enemies than each other. This is what I've been thinking about. You know when racism will be truly evil? When all of humanity has a new thing to hate on.
Already found the elevator.
People wouldn't give a fuck what the skin color is because they would now have to hate on green people or some shit. You know what I'm saying? If aliens came on Earth and people were like, some people would be like, hell yeah, aliens. Some people would be like, hell no, aliens. And then people would finally stop racism because they would. I mean, racism would be against aliens, but aliens aren't a different race of humanity. They're more like An entire different species. So I guess now, instead of races, we would have speciesists. Which that doesn't sound as good as race. I mean, race doesn't sound good, but I mean, the word sounds better than space.
I'll be right behind you.
Species. Speciesism. Sounds stupid.
Well, I hope the old security system is still active.
Don't know why he was the only one who would access this door.
On file.
But man, this part of the game really took me a while to figure out. So they let the guy out. The guy gets better. And I think what he does is he alongside the historian lady who like totally fell for him, he breaks out of his cell. I wasn't sure how much health I had, so I kept standing here. Alongside the historian lady, they break out and they teleport back to his ship. They refreeze every other superhuman. They go back to Enterprise, abandon their old ship, which was really shitty compared to Enterprise. And they try to take over Enterprise by closing the bridge where the captain was and everyone else, and they try to gas them to death. But they actually only like made them unconscious, and later they like took them prisoners, and they were like, they gave an ultimatum: they either join them or they die. And I think something happened where Captain Kirk was put in like a chamber where they were trying to kill him, but others had a choice to join them because Khan was still trying to actually. Nah, I had to do it. Come on. Because Khan still wanted to take over humanity and become a true leader. And I mentioned how Khan was the only one who didn't like start wars,
Dr. Rosenberg,
but still he like limited people's freedom, and he was a dictator, but he wasn't a very violent one.
Excellent, Walter. Finish
So it's like
the power cell matrix, and I'll see if I can get
he's
the
evil,
system
but he
online
could
in
be
the main
much
room.
much worse,
There's no
right?
time to waste.
So they're like not like they're kind of thinking like this guy's not. I mean that happened before. He fucking started kidnapping people and killed Captain Kirk. So I think Captain Kirk's historian chick saves him. Captain Kirk goes to the engineering room where he fucking ruins Khan's whole plan. I don't know what he did, I forgot.
Well, looks like the
But he
equipment
has,
is in better shape than I
and I must
expected.
say, an actually fucking cool fight with Khan and the engineering room where they do some pretty impressive stunts. And I was like, holy shit, for Star Trek this is fucking awesome.
You see, Mr. Calhoun, teleportation isn't as
Like,
easy as
Kirk
going
at one
from
point does a
point A
fucking
to point
drop
B.
kick, and I was like, holy
We discovered
shit,
a strange
man.
border
Well, did he
world
train
that
before
was
this
somehow
episode? He
involved
actually
in the
learned how to
process,
fight like a
which kept us from
badass?
accurately predicting where any given teleportation
See, this is the
event
thing
would
that
lead
was
from
in
back
the
on Earth.
first Half-Life, in the first level,
Some of the more
that
promising
blew up
research
and
on the
basically
matter led to a device that
started the
could be
whole plot of
attached to the
Half-Life.
strange crystalline
This
structures
thing.
we found on this
And I guess
border
this is the
world.
prototype of
Now,
it
this device
that
could
also
be
works.
used as a focal point and a relay to aid in the teleportation.
I don't know, this
Well,
guy
in
explains it all,
theory,
but I
that
don't
is.
fucking care to listen to him.
We lost contact with the
Yeah, so
survey
in the
group
end,
shortly
they
after
hold
the
a
device
trial
was in
for
place.
Khan, his
We later
man,
discovered other methods
and the
of
historian
aiding
chick.
the field, but all of
Oh,
the
and before
equipment
that,
in
there's a
this
scene
lab
where
uses the older technology.
they just
In
like
order for
slap the
any of us
shit
to
out of
get out
Uma
here
for some
alive,
reason, because I guess the
someone will have to
superhumans
go
are
to
kind
the
of
ground world
racist.
and activate the
Uma's
device.
black, right? And just like
I'm afraid
superhuman
you're
dude just
the
like
only
slaps
one who
her.
can
And,
do this.
I mean, he slaps her
Seeing as
one,
how
but he like
everyone
tries
else
to
will be
slap her
needed to
multiple
operate the
times, but then
equipment.
he gets stopped by others.
We should be able to
Like the
get you
historian
fairly
chick, I
close
think
to
that
where
was
the
the
survey
point
team
where
had
the
set
historian
up,
chick
but
was like, man,
still
these
the
guys
likelihood of running
I
into
really like
alien
are actually
creatures
fucking
is very
assholes.
high. Once you find the device,
So they hold a trial after all that
the emitters until the signal
for
reaches
Khan.
maximum strength. We'll
And I feel like that's a really strange idea and probably a really bad one.
As we can only keep it open
They
for a
find
short
an
amount of
inhabitable
time.
planet with no humans on it. So what they do is they send Khan and his man and the historian chick.
Be ready, Mr. Calhoun.
Now they give
Once the
historian
field
chick a
is
choice.
open, it will
She either
become
joins them
unstable very quickly.
as the new fucking population of that uninhabited planet. Which I don't know, it feels just like a weird choice for Kirk to all of a sudden decide that, oh, I'm gonna send these people to an alien planet where there's like no humans. I'm gonna send this really important to history dictator to fucking an alien planet and hope he doesn't fucking, I don't know, makes another fucking totalitarian state where he's gonna rule everybody. Yeah, he took a teleporter to Xen to get some crystal or whatever, the power crystal. That makes you go crystal crazy. And the historian chick chooses to go with them because her only fucking other option was to face trial and go to jail. So I don't know, I probably fucking choose to go and become a fucking Amazon warrior myself.
Capacitors have reached full charge. Simmons, release the damping locks and open the field.
Think it will work if I jump like that? Or is it gonna malfunction? Because the Star Trek when they teleport, they have to stand perfectly still on their fucking teleporter pad. So guys, we're dead. And a bunch of people boppies are about to kill us. Fucking people boppies, fucking assholes. Still hear more of them. And so that was an awesome episode of Star Trek, and I gotta admit, Khan was so far the coolest fucking villain. Like last episode, there was like this fucking evil computer, and it was kinda dumb. And Kirk defeated it by just telling it that the computer point was supposed to destroy all evil, and Kirk just told it that the computer is evil itself, and the computer destroyed itself. But in this you had a fucking fist fight. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't mention. For superhumans, these guys were... They had super strength. They were like more durable, but I guess not durable against physical attacks, because the way Kirk defeats Khan like beats the shit out of him. And Kirk gets like pushed back. He's standing against like a desk. And there's like a little handle on the desk. And he grabs onto the handle and he pulls on it, and he like pulls out a fucking pipe. Like the rest of the handle is like a pipe. And he just beats the fuck out of Khan with it. And not even like on the head, like when he knocks him out. Just like beats the crap out of Khan with it on the chest. I don't know if he stabbed it with the handle or whatever, but he knocked him out. And honestly, that Khan was so far the coolest fucking villain of that fucking whole show. Really liked him, and yeah, really good episode. I really liked it. I didn't like that episode where they all whole episode they just had a trial because Kirk did some fucking mistake. I'm really looking forward to the episode that's called Edge of the City of Tomorrow. City on the Edge of Tomorrow, or something like that. Because I heard it's like the best episode of that original series. No, I'm not sure if it's just season 1 of the original series or the whole original series, but I just heard it's a really good episode. But see you fellas in the next episode. Bye.